Guys, this is going to be one of the most important videos you watch if you're starting a social media marketing agency in 2023, and that is no BS. I need you guys to watch this entire video in its entirety because there's going to be a special bonus point at the end. But these are the 14 cardinal rules that you need to follow in order to master outreach when it comes to starting any sort of agency, whether that's a social media marketing agency, a cold email marketing agency. It doesn't even matter what you guys are doing, even if you're starting consulting. So without any further ado, guys, let's jump straight into this because I've got some serious stuff to actually break down for you guys. So let's talk about mastering SMMA outreach in 2023. Again, I want this to be the most important video you guys watch. So whatever you're doing right now, please drop all distractions. Don't be one of those TikTok brains that can only focus for 3 seconds, guys. I need you guys to stay to the end because I've actually got 15 rules that you guys need to follow. And I'm not talking out my ass here, guys. I have literally helped over 300 and something people now. I've actually got more testimonials than I even know what to do with, guys. I'm not joking. I think in the last 16 months or something like that, we've helped 15 or 16 people actually scale up past the 10K per month mark. I've had students go from 0 to 20K in literally 6 weeks. I'm not joking. What I'm about to break down to you, I literally was just on a call just 2 days ago, not yesterday, the day before that, with 2 students that are actually in my one-to-one program. I'm not even trying to plug this. I'm just trying to show you that I know what I'm talking about right here. These dudes went through all the traditional gurus programs, right? And they were able to close 4 clients in 2 entire years. They jumped in with me and they was able to close 5 clients in the last 2 months alone. So they've done more in the last 2 months alone just working with me at a very low level, to be honest with you. That outreach, they could be cranking out more. And I'm going to show you exactly what they should be doing. But long story short, they've done more in the last 2 months than they have done in the last 2 years, guys. I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say here. It's very powerful stuff. Anyway, let's talk about mastering SMA outreach in 2023. These are the 14 cardinal rules that you guys need to follow, with a bonus point being at the end, so definitely stay to the end. Number 1 is volume always wins. Volume will always beat your doubt, and volume will always beat your fear, and volume always beats luck. Whatever number you think you need to hit, guys, in order to achieve getting 1 client, I want you to just fit, I want whatever number that is that pops into your head. For example, if you think it's going to take you, I don't know, 500 outreach to close 1 client, I need you to 5x it. I need you to 5x it, guys. Here's what's going to happen if you 5x it. You're actually going to overstate your numbers, you're going to overshoot your goals, and you're going to end up achieving them, and it's going to make it feel easier than what you actually set out to do. Let me give you an example. If you think it's going to take you 100 outreach to close 1 client, first of all, forget about that. That's absolutely BS. I don't know what these gurus are trying to sell you on. That doesn't really happen, to be honest with you guys. It may have happened way back in like 2000 and friggin' 17 or 16 or 15 or something like that, but not these days, guys. You need to do much more outreach. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is if you actually overestimate your numbers, what you're going to do is you're going to end up doing a whole bunch more outreach than what you actually need in order to close a client. So it's going to make it feel like it's easier. If you do 250 outreach and you don't get a client, right, and you think that you're supposed to get a client every 250 outreach and you don't, all that's going to lead to is you feeling disheartened. You're going to want to quit, and then you're going to say SMA doesn't work. It's BS. That's exactly what everybody and their friggin' uncle does, guys. So whatever number you've got in your head, whether it's 300 outreach, you need to, if you think you need to send 300 outreach to close 1 client, I want you to 5x that, and you've probably got you've got much more closer than the actual number, guys. So if you think it's 500, you need to send 5x it. The second thing I want you guys to do is, the second rule is prospecting. Let me actually go into this. Prospecting will kill your productivity. I know that a lot of people, right? A lot of people talk about prospecting, you should be prospecting and doing all this sort of stuff. But when you are beginning, key phrase being, when you are beginning in SMA and you are a beginner and you are below 10K per month, right? Prospecting is actually going to kill your productivity. Let me give you an example why. If you are reaching out to, I don't know, real estate agents or e-commerce businesses or whatever niche you're reaching out to, and you're spending this ridiculous amount of time prospecting, actual prospects, and not actually doing outreach, you're not going to be able to crank out enough outreach. What you're doing is you're focusing all your time on prospecting. Here's the funny thing about this as well. There's two reasons why this is incorrect and why you shouldn't be prospecting, just going for it. I know this sounds crazy and opposite of what everybody else is teaching, but hear me out a second. There's 2 things I need to break down. Number 1, when you're a beginner, you're in no position to actually be picky. You can't be picky. You're a nobody. Unfortunately, you always start off as a nobody. Not to be mean to anybody, but you are literally a nobody. You're not in a position of power, guys, so you're actually literally a nobody. You don't have the position, you don't have the power yet to be picky. You can't be picky, guys. So That's the first thing. The second thing is that inside of HR Mutation, I teach a system called reverse prospecting. Reverse prospecting is where you actually send emails out first, or cold outreach out first, and then the people that then get back to you, that's when you can do prospecting. Because think about it, you're realistically not going to get on a call with somebody who's not qualified anyway. So why don't you just do your qualification processes or your qualification steps in the back end? AKA, you've got a whole bunch of businesses. Instead of prospecting them and going through the list to see who should get an email, why don't you just send all of them a personalized email, for example, and then the people that actually show interest and actually get back to you, why not then start looking into their business to see if they're qualified? AKA, do the prospecting on the back end. I call this reverse prospecting. It is something I teach inside of HR Mutation. If you guys aren't enrolled in that, I don't know what you're actually doing. I'm not plugging that anymore because honestly, like, the results have been crazy. They speak for themselves. Number 3 is setting meetings yourself to get what you call a proof of concept, and then you must duplicate yourself, guys. I'm not joking. Right now, you're probably thinking you're sending enough outreach. Whatever number it is, like I said, 5x it. You're not doing enough outreach. That's just first and foremost. And the reason why you're not doing enough outreach is because of this thing right here. You're doing a lot of prospecting, first line writing, and and just finding leads yourself is what I'm trying to say. So you're finding the leads yourself, all by yourself. You're then trying to reach out to these leads all by yourself, and then you're trying to actually qualify these leads all by yourself, or whatever way. It's normally lead sourcing first, and then prospecting, and then reaching out. You're doing those 3 things all by yourself, and here's what that's causing you to do. Each one of those things is like a 9-to-5 job within itself, and you are creating your own bottleneck in your own business. AKA, you yourself, because you want to do it all by yourself, you're actually creating your own bottleneck in your business. AKA, you may be able to crank out, I don't know, 50 outreach per day. 50 outreach per day. You may think that's enough, but like I said, you need to 5x that. How on earth are you going to 5x that if you've got no time in a day? Well, what you need to do is you need to create what you call a proof of concept. AKA, you need to first figure out how to set meetings for your own offer and for your own agency first. At least set 2 or 3 meetings to get a solid what you call proof of concept. You've actually proven that your system works. And then once that system genuinely works, that's when you start scaling it up. I see people trying to hire virtual assistants. I see a lot of people trying to set meetings for themselves. Hire virtual assistants before they've been able to set meetings themselves. And what that's going to do is you're going to end up scaling a shitty system. So you don't want to scale a shitty system, guys. You actually want to scale a system that genuinely works. And again, that's what you call getting proof of concept. And when you actually hire virtual assistants and duplicate yourself, you need to be able to duplicate yourself, by the way, guys. For example, you hire virtual assistants, five of them, for example, and each one of them are sending 100 outreach each. Now you've got a system where you're sending out 500 outreach per day, every single day, and you're not actually touching anything. And all you've done is you first of all figured out how to set meetings yourself, and then you took exactly what worked for you, you put it into maybe like a training program, like basically what I did with, for the students inside of HR Mutation and for myself, and then just gave it to people inside of HR Mutation. You're taking that system, you're training it to other people, aka virtual assistants, and you're giving it them so they can actually go about doing the work for you. Now, number 4 is that I've actually genuinely found the less formal you are, as in like you don't want to be formal in your outreach, the actual message in itself, the better. I've even seen that swear words actually work in certain niches. For example, there was times where I was reaching out to a whole bunch of e-commerce brands and I was trying to be extremely formal, like saying yours sincerely and all that sort of shit. And honestly, it just sounds way too salesy, way too formal, way too just like I got a stick up my ass, to be honest with you. It sounded terrible. But I've noticed that using swear words such as like other agencies, marketing shit. So I'm probably sure you've gone through that. Like I literally said the word shit, like quite literally the word shit. And just being able to do stuff like that, and even using the person's name as like a nickname. For example, if I reach out to somebody called Jonathan, calling them like Johnny or something like that, or Benji or Benny or something like that. It's gone from Benjamin. If I found a person's name was called Benjamin, I'd call them like Benny or something like that. Like yo Benny. Like I'm not even joking. Instead of saying hi Benjamin, I'd literally say yo Benji instead. It basically makes them feel like you're a friend, and like who on earth's gonna be calling me Benny in an email or Benji in an email? That's like my nickname. How does he know my nickname? It makes it's like assuming familiarity. It makes you feel like you're coming across as one of their friends. So less formal, the better. Now, follow-ups are where the money's at. This is very self-explanatory, guys, but you're not probably going to close a client from the first frigging message. So you need to have multiple touch points. And touch points to me are what you call impressions. I've actually found that you can also add people. Once you actually reach out to them, you can also add them on Facebook, LinkedIn. and that's going to give them another impression, especially if you've got what you call a profile funnel, which I'll get to that later on down this list. So follow-ups are where the money's at, aka if somebody doesn't reply back to your message, don't give up there. You absolutely must have touch points. In fact, I think it's now, I believe I read this not too long ago, but I said this in one of my other videos, that sometimes it can take anywhere between 50 to 70 different touch points or impressions for somebody to actually make a buying decision with you. That means when you send somebody 5 emails in a sequence on Lemlist, for example, because I know that a lot of people do that, that's not enough. What you want to do then is you can actually move that conversation all over onto LinkedIn by finding them, that same prospect, and adding them on LinkedIn. And because you're going to listen to Uncle Montel, you're going to create what you call a profile funnel. A profile funnel is where you actually have your profile based all around your service, aka if you're reaching out to e-commerce brands and you're trying to sell them TikTok short form content, and you've reached out to these business owners on cold email, then you add those same people onto your LinkedIn, and on your LinkedIn there's just going to be a whole bunch of content on why short form content is the absolute done for e-commerce brands, and that's going to be like retargeting. You can add people to your actual thingy-majig, to your actual social media. And like I said, if you're using social media for cold outreach as well, because you can, and I definitely recommend it, like I said, you need to have at least 50 to 70 touch points, guys. I know it sounds crazy. Sometimes five messages is just not enough. You obviously you still want to do cold outreach and get your name out there, but as soon as you do your 5 outreach and they don't reply, don't just leave that lead. That lead's not done. Maybe re-engage with them on cold emails maybe a month later, but within that month period of you've reached out to them, they've not replied to all 5 of your emails, and then what you're going to do is you're going to save that lead. Still going to save that lead in your Google Sheets, but then you're going to reach out to them maybe a month later, and then you're going to hit them with another 5 emails. So that's 10 emails you're going to send them. But in between, there's going to be this gap. In between that gap, add them all on social media, guys. Add them all on social media, and your profile should be set up as a profile funnel. A profile funnel is kind of self-explanatory. Well, if you're confused, it basically just means that your profile is based kind of like a funnel, where it's like a landing page. So people come to your actual, your LinkedIn page, your Facebook page, and it looks like you're just talking all about social media marketing or whatever service you're offering to that particular niche. Number 7, the 7th rule, the 7th cardinal rule is personalization plus scale is actually how you win. So you do need, a lot of people think that it's either between doing a lot of outreach, mass outreach, or personalization. What I found is that you need both of those combined, and that's how you win. The reason why a lot of people take either or is because they haven't got a system yet to do scale and personalization together at the same time at scale. So personalization takes a long time, but then sending mass emails is very quick. You can kind of get clients with both. I'd rather you put both together though, is what I'm trying to say. Put both of these together, and the way how you do that is you 100% are going to need virtual assistants for this, but you also need to establish a proof of concept, like I mentioned in rule 3. So you need to establish a proof of concept first. Number 8 is this is very easy, this one, guys. Like, very short and sweet messages always win. Just get to the point. Short and sweet messages always win. Don't over talk about yourself or what you do or your services or anything like that. I've actually noticed that vagueness as well, keeping it vague, not even saying that you actually do like Facebook ads, actually is beneficial. So if you're reaching out to e-commerce brands and you're trying to sell them Facebook ads, don't sell them Facebook ads. They don't want fucking Facebook ads. They want the actual end result that Facebook ads gonna bring them, which might be going from 10K per month to 50K per month, or adding on an additional 50K per month, or whatever it is. Whatever your offer is and you've come up with, sell them the outcome. Be vague. Don't even tell them what mechanism you're using. The mechanism is the vehicle that you use, aka Facebook ads is the mechanism. Don't even tell them anything about the mechanism. Even just using the words Facebook ads or ads in general. Don't even use that in your outreach anymore. That is such an off-putting thing for e-commerce brands and just people that have been hit up by multiple agencies that they don't even respond to that anymore. Keep it vague and sell the outcome. This right here is probably one of the biggest tips now that I've added this bit in right here. So yeah, keep it short and sweet, keep it vague, and sell the outcome, guys. Number 9, let's actually take a look at what number 9 is. No calendar links as well. And as soon as I get a lot of people hitting me up now for short form content ever since I started mentioning it on my YouTube channel and whatnot, and you should hit up personal brands, which is cool. I don't mind getting offers and whatnot. But long story short, I've seen, as soon as I see, just in general in my life, just throughout my kind of like entrepreneur journey, and I've been getting hit up and stuff like that from people, as soon as I see a calendar link in your first message, I don't even read them. This is what people do. As soon as they're so used to getting freaking spam emails in their inbox that when they open an email, all they're looking for is anything that identifies that as a sales email. You automatically have like horse frigging blinders on. You know those horse blinders where the horse can't see left or right? It's like that, and you just zoom in on what this email could possibly be in terms of like, is this a sales email? If it's a sales email and I see a frigging calendar link in there, I don't even read the rest of the email. I'm not even joking. Like, you send me an email right now and it has a calendar link in it, I'm not even reading the actual email itself. Now, the next point, which is not contradictory, but showing is better than telling. So if you do reach out to me, I don't care what you say. I want to see what you can do. I don't care what you say. I want to see what you can do. So if you reach out to me and you're trying to sell me short form content, show me what sort of skills you have with your short form content. It's the same shit when you're reaching out to your whatever niche you're in your social media marketing agency. Show people, aka include sample work, include actual client work if you've got any. If you don't, use sample work. Use media buyers, case studies. Show people instead. So I actually recommend showing people because it's more powerful. People don't listen to what you say, they listen to what you do. Your actions speak louder than words is what I'm trying to say on that one. Number 11 is try to create a one-to-many channel. A one-to-many channel basically is like a personal brand. For example, I can drop this YouTube video right here, right? And I could maybe pitch you an offer to jump into age traumatization, for example. Just giving you an example. Don't click off. I'm just giving you an example. But this one video, right? I've sat here and recorded this once. I post it on my YouTube channel and it gets seen by maybe 1,000 people, 2,000 people. Who knows how many views this is gonna freaking get? Hopefully it gets a lot of views and blah, 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 because it's actually genuinely freaking valuable. Unlike these other gurus that are just trying to sell you some dumb shit. But long story short, this is what you call a one-to-many channel. I'm creating this video one time and I'm sending it out once and it gets seen by thousands of people. It takes a little time to build up one-to-many channels, but you definitely should be building up one-to-many channels. A one-to-one channel would be me sending somebody an email. That's me writing one email and it only gets seen by one person. Or if they show somebody their computer, it might get seen by 2 people. You get the point I'm trying to make. It's me sending one email to one person. That's what you call a one-to-one channel. And to scale that, it's very difficult because it's just one-to-one, 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 one-to-one. For example, if I need to reach out to 100 e-commerce brands, I need to send 100 emails. But if I wanted to reach out to 100 agency owners right now and I had some sort of like service where I'm sending it to agency owners, I could drop a video and send it out on my YouTube channel and like thousands of agency owners will see this one video. I did the work once. That's what you call a one-to-many channel, guys. And if you can't scale, if you can't create a one-to-many channel, like a YouTube channel, which by the way, you all can, 100% you all can. You can go right now onto LinkedIn and start adding start what you call people collecting and create a profile funnel. For like, if you reach out to if your niche is real estate agents, you can go and add a whole bunch of real estate agents right now, quite literally to your LinkedIn, and now you're starting to build what you call a one-to-many channel, because on your LinkedIn you can post content and it will actually get seen by hundreds of people depending on how many real estate agents you have as connections. There you go. And if you can't scale if you can't create a one-to-many channel, then what you have to do is you have to scale your one-to-one channel, which is your outreach, by using virtual assistants. If you don't do this, you're going to be stuck at like 50 emails a day. If you don't do this, you're going to be stuck at like 50 emails a day. And again, like I said, you need to be doing at least 250 outreach per day. Well, times it by 5. Whatever number you think you have got in your head, I'm just telling you right now, just times it by 5. Probably even times it by 10, because some of you think that you can still get a client after 100 emails, which is bullshit. Now, the 12th rule or 12th law is to find channels that compound over time for long-term success, guys. This is another thing that I need you to understand, and I call this a long half-life channel, aka this YouTube channel will grow over time. My LinkedIn, if I was really using LinkedIn right now to connect with real estate businesses, because I've done that in the past, I can continuously connect with real estate agents, and because I start growing, it starts compounding and growing over time. Whereas if you send an email to somebody, that email's dead after they read it, or if they don't read it, it's stuck in their inbox. It doesn't grow over time. It doesn't have a long half-life. It's what you call a short half-life. If you do one cold call to one business, that's a one-to-one channel, and that cold call may last, 5 minutes. But once it's done, it's done. It doesn't stay on the internet and grow. For example, if you create a Upwork account, because you're using your Upwork account, that actually grows, you get reviews, testimonials, and because of that, it actually compounds over time and gets easier and easier. It's a snowball effect. So find channels that compound over time. Here's a few examples: Upwork, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. There you go. Here's the 13th rule, guys, which is if you aren't going to be consistent with your outreach, just forget it. Honestly, like I probably should have put this one first, but you guys have heard this so many times, so I put it down here. If you guys aren't going to be consistent with your outreach, I call this the 90-day rule. Actually, when you're working with me one-to-one, I set you out on a challenge called Project 90. Project 90 is a 90-day challenge where I can actually track your outreach over a period of 90 days. And as soon as I start implementing this, right, the results of people shot through the entire roof. I am not joking. I've seen students go from friggin' 0 to 20K in 6 weeks. Literally 6 weeks, guys. I've seen students go from closing 2 clients, or was it 4? No, 4 clients in 2 years to closing 5 clients in 2 months. Doing more in 2 months than they were able to do in 2 entire years, guys. 2 years, that's friggin' 24 months. They did more in 2 months than 24 months. It's not shit, guys. And the reason for that is because I can track your outreach on a 90-day basis. But long story short, the 90-day rule basically states that it takes 30 days to create a habit, but 90 days to create a lifestyle. That's it in its short version. And the funny thing is, most people aren't going to be able to stick to outreach for 90 days straight. So realistically, they don't actually have a problem with outreach. They just have a problem with themselves being consistent. Because what I've noticed is most people can't even wake up at the same time each day and brush their or even brush their frigging teeth for 90 days straight. Let me repeat that. Most people right now watching this, maybe even you can't even brush your teeth for 90 days straight without missing a single day. When was the last time you actually did something for 90 days straight without missing a single day? And you did it at the same time every day, consistently for 90 days straight. Well, if you take this mindset and put it into your outreach, I'm telling you right now, you'll be successful. Rule number 14 is develop tough skin. You need tough skin. I'm seeing in 2023, there's these, I call them TikTok head kids. TikTok head kids are just kids that just stay on TikTok like all frigging day. All they do is these lip sync videos. They're soft as hell. They're snowflakes. They're trying to be politically correct. They want what you call trophies for participation. The world doesn't work like that. The world is cutthroat. The world is tough. People will tell you to F off. People will tell you to get lost. People will tell you to go F your mother and shit like that. Develop tough skin. Don't cry about it. Develop tough skin and start scaling. Now, the 15th and bonus one, honestly, is the thing that I've seen change the most lives over the last 2 years, over the last 2-3 years or whatever it's been. And that is starting with a warm traffic source to build cash flow. I call this the hybrid system. I am not joking. This works ridiculously well. You start with a warm traffic source like Upwork. You can start with a warm traffic source, what you call OPAs. I'll be making a video about this. OPAs are other people's audiences. OPAs. These are places where people have identified themselves or a person has built out an audience. For example, Upwork is a platform, a freelance platform that somebody's created. That was somebody's idea. They've created that, and now they've been able to build this platform where people come and identify themselves. AKA clients come onto that platform with businesses saying that we need help with social media. And you go and apply to those people's jobs, aka do outreach to their jobs. But that is somebody else's audience, and you normally pay to play, or there's some sort of price for this. Well, that's actually good. It eliminates competition, by the way. But that's what you call other people's audiences. Another example of other people's audiences are Facebook groups, Discords, friggin' anywhere that people hang out online, that your ideal niche hangs out online. It might be Facebook groups, it might be LinkedIn groups, it might be Facebook, like I've already mentioned Facebook groups. It might be Upwork, it might be Reddit posts or Reddit threads or whatever you guys are using on Reddit. You get the point. Other people's audience. So start with a warm traffic source because they're actually warm and they've identified themselves. It eliminates having to do lead sourcing and prospecting, by the way, and it's a warm traffic source, so they're more receptive to your offers and they're actually more open to it. And that can help you build that initial cash flow that will allow you to go hire your virtual assistants, which then can help you scale your one-to-one channel. I mean, think about it. How are you gonna hire 5 VAs right now if you've got no money? If you've got $0 in your bank account? Well, you can't. What you need to do is you need to start with a warm traffic source, build up cash flow, and now you're maybe at 2K per month, for example. You're at 2K per month. What you can do is just reinvest that 2K per month into hiring virtual assistants, 5 of them, and now you've got a one-to-one channel that's scaled automatically without you needing to do outreach. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you guys are into all of this crazy shit and trying to scale businesses, Agent Reputation is still open for enrollment. I have just dropped a brand new sales module in there, updated for 2023. Absolutely sharp stuff. So this program's only getting better over time, guys. If you want to enroll, link is below. I'm not going to plug that anymore, but you guys know what to do if you guys actually want to take this to the next level. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget these rules. Stay consistent. Peace.